29th. We are at the end of July, which I cannot believe. This month went by in the blink of an eye, but I hope all of you are having a great Monday morning, starting off your week right, and that you had a great weekend. Oh my gosh, the weekend here was so hot. So I just kind of stayed indoors and did some things around here. So hopefully if it's really hot where you are, you were indoors kind of beating the heat, and maybe you wanted to be out in the heat if you enjoy that. So I hope everybody did a little something that they enjoyed this weekend. Hello, Diane from Illinois. I see Michelle is here. Thank you, Michelle, for being here and all of your help and support. Guys, it is Beadfest week. So when I finish with this show this morning, I'm going to be running off and finishing packing up all my things to bring to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Have you heard? If you haven't heard, there's a little event going on in Lancaster, Pennsylvania called Beadfest. It is a makers festival, and you can find everything that you want to know about this event on the homepage of Art Beads. So if you go to artbeads.com, they have set up a whole section on the Beadfest event. It's very elaborate, very well done, and you can find out all the ways that you can participate. So if you're going to be in Lancaster or are deciding on a whim to fly out to Lancaster, there's all the info there to get tickets. And if you're interested, the Art Beads team, design team, is going to be putting on a boot camp workshop on the 31st. So if you want to participate in that, you can get your tickets there. There's also a really fun social event that's going to take place on Friday night called Beads and Bubbles. And we're excited about that. We're going to get to mingle with all our friends. So if you want a little discount on both of those things together, you can use the code ArtBeadsVIP right from the Art Beads page. And if you want to get a little savings off of the workshop, $35 savings, you can enter boot camp into the coupon code section for that. It also gets you $25 off of any other workshops you want to participate in. And if you cannot hang with us in person in Lancaster, there are a bunch of fun things planned that you'll be able to participate in by watching wherever you watch from, on your iPad or your phone or your laptop. There's all kinds of ways for you to participate, and they're all listed on the homepage at artbeads.com. So we're hoping that if you can't come and see us, that we can come to you and you'll be able to participate from afar. Hello, Anne. Hello, Santa Barbara girl. Hello, Debbie. Thank you guys for being here. So it is July 29th, as I said, and tomorrow I'm flying out to Lancaster. But today I'm excited about making because we have an amazing sale going on at Art Beads. It's a silver and gold sale. And it's 15% off, so there are lots of beautiful silver and gold components and chain and ear wires and charms. So don't forget to check that out. That is also on the homepage at Art Beads, and that sale is only going on through the end of today. I need a sip of coffee, guys. Woo. I have my kitty cup today. I don't know why, just liked kitties today. Hi, Kristen. Hello, Gail from Sacramento. Will the live broadcast also be archived? I believe they will. PJ from Florida says, good morning. Ann says, where is Lancaster? It is about 2 hours from Philadelphia, and I'm not sure. I think it's west. I'm not sure exactly, but it is Amish country, which is pretty cool. So Yeah, so guys, the silver and gold sale is what we're going to celebrate today, and we're going to make some things with silver and gold. But before I start, if you're watching at artbeads.com/live, you have the best seat in the house for this show. And by the way, I'm Deb Floros, and this is Designing with Deb. You have the best seat in the house to watch this show because you can interact with all of the folks here. You can interact with me, and I can see your comments. You can also share the love by clicking the heart icon. We love that. And you can shop the show. So there is a shopping bag on your screen, and you'll also see shopping links that pop up throughout the course of the show. You can shop the show. You don't have to leave the show to do that. And you can take all of the great things and drop them into your shopping cart and whiz off and check out at the end of the show. So I've got some really fun things to share with you today. Gelda says hello. Dee from St. Louis says hi, Deb and Art Beaters. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for saying hello to each other. So I'm going to celebrate silver and gold today. And what I want to do is talk about boutique inspired jewelry. So how many of you, and be honest, how many of you have gone into a boutique or a gift shop somewhere and you've seen some jewelry and you think to yourself, please don't ever say this out loud in the store, but you think to yourself, I can make something similar to that because I make jewelry. And so I kind of do that. If I go and see something that I like, but maybe the price tag is a little out of my range, I might go see if I can replicate it. And so artbeads.com has so many wonderful things that can inspire you to make something that looks a little boutique-ish and something that maybe is a little, upscale perhaps. So I always like to think about making something like that and how can I do that? So we're going to do that today. Looks like Debbie says that, and Gelda says she does that too. Anne says she's done that 100%. So we're going to play around with some ideas today. So I'm going to flip my camera down and show you what I have. I'm excited. So I've got my fancy gold plate here today. I know you can't see everything that great with this, but I thought it was just a fun way to start the show. And I've got some fun silver and gold things here. I'm loving what I pulled together for this show. So I'm going to start by pulling this aside for a moment, and I'm going to give us a nice soft surface to work on. Because my table is wood and I'm working with metal today, I don't want to drive you guys crazy with the sound of metal hitting wood, hitting the table. So I've got one fun pair of earrings that I made up already, and I wanted to show you guys these. So these little charms are some of my most favorite charms that exist. And I believe there are only a handful of these available or less. These are from Zola Elements, and they have a little elephant on them, and they're called Drop with Elephant charms. They're 10 by 17 millimeter. They have such amazing elephant detail. I love elephants, so this charm is just so much fun. It's just plain gold tone on the back, but it's got lots of nice detail. So this is really, really fun. And I combined it with some chain. So you all may know that I love to use chain in earrings. We did some bead and chain earrings quite a while back. If you want to go back and look for that show, it was probably a couple of months ago. So Santa Barbara Girl says, I think a nice clean background is the best for showing your items. Ah, thanks. So this is just beautiful chain that's got some nice big links. So nice oval links, and it's silver. So the charm is gold, the chain is silver, and then I use a gold tone ear wire as well. And I think these ear wires look very boutique-y, boutique-ish, boutique, I don't know, boutique-y, boutique bougie. So I really love these, and I love the combination of the gold and silver here. The ear wires are gold filled 14K /20. They are circle ball end ear wires, and they are that circular shape. So super fun. Hello, Joan from Phoenix. So I love these. They're long and dangly and sweet, and they have that bougie boutique look to them. And who doesn't love an elephant? They are the cutest. Thank you, Bridget. So these are fun. These I made up already, and I love how those came out. All of those pieces are in the show today. So if you click on the shopping bag, they are there. Now, I thought we would start with a bracelet, and I've got my silver and gold pieces and parts in my little silver tray, which I love to work with. I thought the trays were perfect for this particular event, and this chain is super bougie. So I love any kind of unusual chain. This is no exception. This is nice and chunky. It's gold tone. It's absolutely fantastic chain. Let me see if I can get the details here. So it's gold plated, long and short beaded chain, long tubes. So these tubes are really, really cool, and they go over some metal components. And they are attached with links. And as you can see, you can buy this by the foot. And that's a really cool thing about art beads. They sell chain by the foot. So if you don't want to buy a lot of chain, you just want a little bit of chain for a bracelet or to make some little dangly earrings, you can buy a foot. And I love this particular chain for a bracelet. This would also make a great necklace. You could just buy a foot and attach leather or some kind of cording up top, and you still only had to invest in 1 foot of chain. So we're going to make a bracelet, and I wanted to use this beautiful chain and add just one fun little accent. And this accent is also very bougie. This is a Bali silver round bead with granulation. And look at the detail on this bead. Bali beads never cease to amaze me. The workmanship of these are absolutely spectacular. And I love the contrast of this bright, sort of almost geometric effect chain and this super granulated, detailed, sort of darker silver bead to go with it. I just think it's really fun, and all we're going to do is create an accent with this little bead. So what I want to do is create my dangle first, and if you notice, these Bali beads tend to have a larger hole. So I always remedy that with a little daisy spacer. So if I put a daisy spacer on either side of this bead, it's going to reduce the size of this hole, and then I won't have this happen. So you can take your head pin, and it's just barely hanging on there. It's actually going into the bead. And if you're using a head pin that does not have a big enough end, you may find that your head pin goes straight through. I want to avoid that. So I'm going to take a daisy spacer, put it onto my head pin. Then I'm going to put my bead on to the head pin. So you'll see what that looks like. And because the daisy spacers have a little bit of a design on them, so that little granulation, they just blend really nicely with the Bali bead. So even though the daisy spacer isn't the same quality as a Bali bead, it matches it perfectly. And I'm actually going to put one on the top of the bead as well. So I'm making a little Bali bead sandwich with those daisy spacers. So that's going to be our little dangle that we're going to use with the bracelet. And what am I missing here? So Leah says, I use the trays all the time. Awesome. I can't live without them. Missy says, love daisy spacers. Missy, I've never met a daisy spacer I don't love. And Beverly from Ohio says, good morning. Hi, Beverly. Thank you for being here. So I'm just going to create a wire wrap loop. And I haven't decided how I'm going to attach this yet. So I'm just going to leave that opened up for the moment. So I'm going to open that up and set that aside. And now I'm going to assess my chain. So I want to see how this is going to work on me. So when you're working with chain like this, it's challenging because you cannot change this link. So it is a long link, and if your bracelet happens to be sort of a length that this tube kind of crosses over, you have to be able to figure out how you're going to cut the chain or shorten the chain or lengthen the chain so that it works. So it's always just something you should do. Just kind of check out where that bracelet is going to end, where you need it to end. And I've got kind of a little quandary because I've got kind of a long space, but I'm going to use a fairly large lobster claw here. That's another thing about boutique jewelry. The boutique jewelry often has a larger clasp, and I like this one because it's kind of got a matte, kind of a satiny finish. So we're going to use this one, and I need to account for the size of that. So it actually works out nicely because it's just about the size of one link of my chain. So I'm going to be able to probably match this up fairly well in size. So I'm going to start by doing this. So I'm going to grab my my little ruler here, my trusty ruler, and I usually need about a 6.5 bracelet, which puts me, I'll show you, puts me right about here at the end of this. But if I replace it with that, that's probably going to be a good length. Now, another thing to think about is you've got jump rings essentially. Here, you've got rings, links here, and you can always add jump rings to it. So I'm going to go with this length of chain, and I'm looking, I think these rings are split. Yes, they are. So I'm going to grab a couple pairs of pliers, and I'm going to open up this center link here. And then I'm going to take off that piece of chain, and then I'm going to go back around the wrist here, and that looks good to me because I want the bracelet to move around on my wrist. So now I've got this open ring, this open link of the chain. So that's another cool thing, guys, is if you're working with chain and you remove a link, you now have a built-in jump ring. So if you've been tossing your extra links, when you remove them from chain, don't, because you can either use it to complete your existing project or you can use this for a later project. So drop this in your jump ring bin, and you'll have another nice link that you can work with. So I've got 2 links here and 1 here. So I'm going to drop that link back here. Oops. Put this link back at the end, if I can. Here, let me get that into my pliers. And I see Eric's here. Hello, Eric. Welcome, welcome. And Elizabeth is here from Minnesota. So here is my open link and I've got my jump ring. And these projects, guys, to get a bougie piece of jewelry is super easy. All you have to do is pick out the fancy chain and the fun pieces and parts you're going to use. Kat says, I have trouble getting my bracelets the correct length. I end up with them too long when finished. Any tips to get consistent results? Well, Kat, I have a tendency to do that too. They're either too long or too short. And what I do is I keep checking on sizing as I'm working through the project. And, sometimes I end up having to take things apart, but I always just keep checking and I use my ruler and I always want to be certain how different things are going to lie on the wrist. So these chain links lie very close to the wrist, but let's say I had a whole bunch of these beads, they're going to lay very different, even if they measure out the same length. So just keep trying, try things on, and I'll say I still have a lot of trial and error for my bracelets. All right, guys. So here's my chain with the lobster. Now I can open up this lobster and drop that right into my chain link. And maybe that because this link is a double link, you could drop it. You could take this link off and go into this link. It's totally up to you how you want to do that. That's also a way to size it. So because you can't change the length of these tubes, you can change the length by taking off one of those rings. I'm happy with this. So what I'm going to do now is just attach my bougie little bead. Now you can put this anywhere. You could have it off to the side as an asymmetrical look. You can kind of get it in the center. Now, because of the way my sizing of this bracelet is, this link is the center. You could put it off to one side of the center of the bracelet, but I'm actually going to drop it onto the end of my bracelet near my closure. I've got two links, as I said. My lobster is going to go into that first link. I'm going to put the bead into the other link, so the one that's closer to the tube. And that guy is just going to go right on. So I'm just going to hook that on, and then I'm just going to finish my wrap. And I'm actually going to take that off so it's out of the way. And I'm going to use my very thin chain nose pliers to grab hold of the end, or grab hold of the loop. And I'm going to wrap that around. And this is a kind of a heavy gauge head pin, so I might need a little bit of assistance to finish that up. And see how that's wrapping. Let the focus come in. So I've got that. I've just got a little bit of a tail I need to snip off. So I'm going to snip off that tail, covering up that end piece so it doesn't flip into my eyeball. And now I've got a really cool bougie boutique style bracelet. Let me close this up again. So I'm going to grab that link and check that out. Now we've got silver and gold represented. And if I didn't say it already, I love mixing metals. So silver and gold here looks so fun together. You've got some really cool chain. You've got a really beautiful detailed bead. And I'll tell you what, if I was wearing this, I'd probably just kind of touch this bead because it feels so nice. All of those little granules feel so nice. It'd be kind of a little fidget. Santa Barbara Girl says, fabric tape measure will help to determine your wrist size. Yes. So I sometimes do that, but I find because my tape measure is so long that sometimes it's just not, I can't fiddle with it well enough. But that is another way, and you can actually tape tape a tape measure to your workspace and you can match it up. So rather than having your ruler, hanging around, you can tape measure to your table. So that's another way you can do it. And Elizabeth says, that's what I use, works really well. Yes. So it's a lot of trial and error, and I think it's all based on the materials that you are working with. So we've got a nice boutique style bougie bracelet. We're going to set that off to the side for now. And I've still got some chain left. So you could create some earrings with this little bit of chain you've got left. You've got exactly 6 of the tubes. So if you like a long dangly earring, you can put a bead at the end of those and have some matching earrings. This chain is so cool. I absolutely love it. All right, let's move on to a pair of earrings. And I absolutely fell in love with these moon pendants. Now, these are Art Beads Sterling Silver large cutout moons. So they're kind of a chunky pendant, and you could almost put resin in this. There's enough of a reservoir. If you were to tape off the back, you could put resin in this and put little dust or not dust, like sparkles in it or little accents in it, and you could create something inside of it, but you have to tape off your back to be able to do it, to get started. But these are so fun. I'm really into the celestial thing right now. I've got a couple of designs that are upcoming that are very celestial, and I'm really loving that right now. It's kind of my thing right now. So maybe you wouldn't think necessarily to use this kind of a pendant for earrings. This kind of a facing hole makes this a little bit challenging with ear wires, but we're going to connect these to our ear wires with some fancy chain. So we're going to bring in some gold here, and here are my pieces of chain. So this is charm chain. If you don't know about charm chain, you should. I am crazy about charm chain. Susie says, is it lightweight? This guy? Yeah, this is pretty lightweight. I can't wear heavy earrings, so I'm always conscious of weight. And this chain we're going to work with is also lightweight. So these should be manageable if you are sensitive to heavy earrings. So this charm chain is basically a set of links that have these rings attached to them. And these are a nice satin finish. Actually, they're matte gold plated. And this chain is sold by the inch. It's a little bit of a pricey kind of chain, but that's the cool part of it is you can buy only what you need. So if you buy it by the inch, and in this case, I need 2 inches, this is, very affordable. And by the way, it's on sale right now. So grab it on sale while you can. Oh, my voice, I need more coffee. Getting a sip there, guys. So this is fun chain. It looks very bougie. So we're going to take that matte chain and these cool charms and attach them. And then I've got my ear wires ready to go. Well, I'll show you those in just a minute. And I'm going to use some oval jump rings to attach my moons. So I'll show you, just see if I can give you this up close look. So each one of the links down the center of this chain is like a jump ring. And then each one of those links has 2 of these little rings. I want to attach right in between these 2 links so that the 2 little links will kind of sandwich my charm. Elizabeth says, if you just put it on a hook, it would look good too. Yes, except because of the orientation, we'd have to use a jump ring to attach it. So that works fine if you like that look. They're just that simple earring. And you could use a gold ear wire if you like to combine the silver and gold. So we're going to attach. So I'm going to kind of set that down so I get a look at where I'm going to attach. And then I'm going to get some of my other tools out of the way. And I'm going to open up my jump ring. And you always want to twist, not pull your jump rings. And I'm going to grab my chain right from my workspace. So getting that, because I can lay eyes on it. And then I'm going to grab my charm. So let the camera focus. I've got my chain and my charm attached. And then I'm going to close up that jump ring, make sure it's nice and tight next to each other. And then I've got this cool cascade of charm chain and my little moon charm. Elizabeth says earring. Oh yeah. Mary says, I'm a bit late joining. Hi all. Mary, you're never late. You can always go back and watch the replay from the start if you want. We made a bracelet and we're making an earring. So I need to now attach my ear wire. So these ear wires are some of my favorites. I'll let the camera focus on that guy. These are Tiara cast and they are sterling silver and they just have a little 2mm ball detail. So they're so lovely, nice quality. And I need to check here where the loop opens. Yeah, opens back like that. So now I want to attach my ring that's up top and separate out those two rings that are like accent rings. And that's a little challenging. So I'm going to probably grab this with pliers. So see up top, I'm going to flip that ring down. That's where I want to attach. So for now, I'm just going to grab that with my pliers. And I want to look at how this is going to hang. So that's actually hanging nicely. So I need to take my ear wire and get that in there. There we go. And close that guy up and let that little 2mm ball sit right on top of that. And oh my gosh, I love these. These are fun. And they're going to move around because that chain is going to make this very, very movable. But that's what I love about long earrings is the movement, especially if you find that your earrings maybe get lost in your hair a little bit. These are just fun for lots of great movement and people are going to see those beautiful moons. And look at that combination of the silver and gold. We've got silver to gold to silver. So beautiful. Let's make the other one real quick. I am crazy about this charm chain and I'm crazy about, let me get this ready first. I'm crazy about these moon charms. So this is so much fun to create. So down at the bottom, I've got my magic spot with my chain. I'm gonna take my jump ring and then my charm and close up my jump ring. And that looks really good there. That looks nice. Okay, so that is, oh my gosh, that's so much fun. So now I need to get the same spot ready to go for my top piece, get my other jump rings out of the way, and then open up my other ear wire and I'm gonna grab this guy and drop that on. And I want to see how this is hanging. That hangs just fine. I'm gonna close that guy up and voila. We have our second earring. These look like something that you would see in a bougie boutique. Just saying, I think they do. And you've got a really fun pair of silver and gold earrings. Thank you, Anne. I think these are fantastic. So now we've got a pair of earrings that we can wear with our bougie bracelet, but we're not going to stop there. We're going to make one more bougie boutique style bracelet. And I don't know about you guys, but I often see these big chunky bracelets and I think to myself, wow, those are fabulous. Let me go get myself one of those. And I look at the price tag and go, well, I won't be getting one of those, but I want something like that. And Art Beads has some amazing choices for chain. And I actually searched out some big chunky chain for this project. And this is absolutely spectacular chunky chain. So this is JBB Antique Silver Plated Pewter Textured Round Link Chain. And it's got some really fun texture on it. And the links are nice and big. So you can see, you know, that's my fingertip. It's pretty much filling up my fingertip, the links. So this is fun and fabulous chain. You can buy this by the foot. And this is a foot minus one link. I had to test and make sure that this chain could cut, that I could actually cut it because the links are closed. So a foot is nice. This is a nice length of chain. So you could come up here and add some leather, add some cording, add some beautiful ribbon, and make a big chunky chain necklace. And you could hang charms from this. It's a stunning piece of chain. But I want to do something I see a lot, and that's a chunky bracelet with a chunky charm. So this charm I thought was so perfect for this chunky chain. And it is a nun design charm, and it's a crown and circle. This is 20 by 24 and a half. And it's absolutely beautiful detail. The crown is in a bezel and it's raised. So if you see that, it's more than one dimensional. So you've got nice detail on that crown. Kind of has a coin look to it, which is what I was going for. And then, much like those bracelets I see, a big chunky lobster. This is the coolest lobster. It is extra large, 23 millimeters, and it's a matte gold. So I love the combination of these things together. You've got a cool textured silver chain, big chunky. You've got a fun kind of matte gold charm, and then you've got this brighter matte gold lobster. That's another thing about designing with metals and mixing metals is you can also mix the textures. Once you start to put things together, they almost look better that they don't match. Like if you're trying to be matchy-matchy, it's too hard. You're putting too much pressure on yourself. So this is the way to go. Just pick out different tones and bring them all together, and they will all play nicely. Oh, hi, Tina. She says, phew, I made it. I'm glad you made it, Tina, and you can always watch the replay to catch the beginning of the show. So, again, we've got to see what we need lengthwise, and here's our little test of length to start with. So this chain has great movement, and I know I'm going to need some room for that big lobster. So I'm feeling like this link right here might need to come off. So I'm just going to set that there for a second, and I'm going to see how long this bracelet is with the lobster on it. So probably just a little bit longer than I need. So here's what I'm going to do to start with. So I'm going to start with this end before I cut anything. Hi, Dot. Thank you for being here. And I'm going to take one of these beautiful shiny jump rings. These are gold filled jump rings, and they're 5.8 millimeters. So a nice size jump ring. It should fit around my chain and my lobster. So I'm going to open that up. And I'm going to put the lobster on this first. Probably going to need to open this up just a little bit more, like so. And then I'm going to close that up. Get a nice secure closure with my jump ring. You want to make sure when you're using jump rings that your jump ring touches, that they touch, the ends touch each other, and you feel that connection point. So I've got my lobster on my chain. So now I have a much better picture of how this is going to fit. So I'm going to come around here and I'm going to take a look. I'm feeling like this is probably the right spot. Now this is cool. We can attach right onto the link. So you don't have to add a jump ring. You don't have to add something else. All you need is that lobster because you've got a link. You've got links to attach to. And that's also cool if you do want to think about sizing this bracelet or sharing this bracelet with someone that's got a different size wrist. You could leave it a little bit longer and you can attach that lobster claw wherever you need, and you could add a little dangle to the end. So I'm feeling like that's a good size, but I might be able to go one link smaller. So let's see. Actually, that feels pretty good to me. So I know this is my link, and I'm actually going to cut this link while I have it on. So I just want to show you how you won't lose your project. You can hold on to that guy, and this chain cuts very easily. Okay, so I'm going to open that guy up, and you can take that link and open it yourself with just your fingers. And this can actually close back up. And you can decide if you feel comfortable using this for something else. But look, I've got almost another bracelet's worth of chain. Actually, if you add some jump rings to this, you've probably got another full bracelet. So that's pretty cool. And I'm thinking I might go one smaller. See, so this, I'd rather it be too big in this case than too small. So I'm going to cut another one and open that up. And I'm going to take it back over and put it onto my piece. So now I've got my bracelet. So that's what it looks like without the charm. You could just do this. Like if you just want a fun layering chain bracelet, this is super cool, super fun, easy to do. What is Kim saying here? I agree with mixed metals. I have a braided bracelet with gold, silver, copper, and bronze, and always get compliments on it. Yes. So because this is only a silver and gold celebration today, we've only got the silver and gold, but I love mixing in the other metals too. So you've got an instant bracelet like this, but friends, you are going to add this bougie charm. Now, this can go anywhere too. So it can go sort of at the center of the bracelet. It can go next to your toggle or your lobster, and it could also go at the end. I'm going to actually put it about 3 links before this end of the bracelet. I don't know. I see that as kind of a spot where some of these bougie bracelets have their charm. So not quite at the end, but close to the end. So I've got another jump ring. This is the same jump ring I used to attach my lobster, and it's also shiny. So we're mixing textures. We're mixing we're mixing metals. We're doing all kinds of mixing here. And I think at the end of the day, it actually makes an absolutely gorgeous combination. So I'm going to take my jump ring, put it onto my charm, and then I'm going to grab this link and I'm going to put that, if I can get a hold of it, put that onto the link and then close that guy up. Get a nice secure closure, making sure those two ends of my jump ring come close together really nice. And this is what our chunky bracelet is going to look like. Bougie bracelet. Wow, I love this. This is what I'm seeing out there. I'm seeing in boutiques this big chunky, big clasp, big chunky charm. This is a statement bracelet. It can be worn by itself or it can be stacked with others. So you decide how you want to wear that guy. And I'm going to use my bracelet buddy. You've probably seen me use this before, guys. This is my little trick to get a bracelet on. If you don't have something like this, this is a great tool to have. Oh man, I'm not showing it very good. I'm going to actually, let's see. I put it this way. Actually, I think I can secure it nice from here. That works. So I've got my charm, I've got my bougie clasp, and this gorgeous chunky bracelet with this beautiful chain. Look at the detail. So this is something that people are going to ask you about. They're going to say, where did you get that? And you're going to say, I got this at a bougie boutique, if you care about saying that. Or you can say, I made this boutique-y bracelet and had fun making it too. Kim Caldwell says, I love this bracelet. Thank you. And Leah says, I think making finishes of, I'm having a hard time seeing that. I think mixing finishes of beads works great also because it makes them stand out. Yes. All of these different finishes, all of these different textures, really beautiful, really fun. So we've got we've actually got 4 different fun mixed metal things. And I'm actually going to go back to my wood surface. So you're going to hear some metal on wood for a moment, but I thought this would look kind of cool. So we've got our big chunky charm and chain bracelet. We've got our really interesting, unusual chain and beautiful detailed charm bracelet. We've got some really fun celestial themed earrings. Look at all these silver and gold combinations. Fun. And then don't forget these really fun ones that I shared at the beginning. These elephant charms. Elephants are everywhere. They're so popular. So all kinds of different silvers and golds, interesting combinations, and all of these could be at your local boutique hanging out, and all you need to do is go to artbeats.com, load these beautiful pieces and parts into your shopping cart, and you've got bougie boutique jewelry. What do you think, guys? I love them. So I'm actually going to flip the camera around and I'm going to put in, I'm going to put in one of these pairs of earrings. So last week we made some garden inspired earrings and bracelet, and I love those. So now I'm going to put on, I think I'm going to put on the elephants because I'm such an elephant fan. So I'm crazy about these. So let me put those guys in. Oh, I love these. These are great. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Kim. Don't forget to close out your cards, friends. Don't forget to close them out. Take advantage of the sale that's happening right now. we worked with all metals today, guys. So we did all metal stuff and we did all silver and gold, and we made some really fun things. Thank you, Santa Barbara girl. So don't forget, if you're interested in visiting us in Lancaster, go to the homepage at artbeads.com. Check out the section on Beadfest. You're going to love what's there, even if you can't come in person. And don't forget to close out those carts. And there are lots of fun things this week. So stay close to artbeads.com/live. Stay close to this team. We've got some really fun things for you this week. Come and show off your fun things at Serious Art Beaters, the Facebook group. And yeah, I'll be seeing you this week from a location further away from where I am. I'm headed back to go pack my suitcase. I'm going to bring these earrings and this bougie jewelry with me. And I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.